and fly from home with thee, and dress myself in man's attire, and fight for liberty. We are the boys of Wexford, who fought with heart and hand, who bore between the galling chain and free our native land.
In the heart of the Hibernian metropolis. Before Nelson's Pillar, trams slowed, shunted, changed trolley, started for Blackrock, Kingstown and Dorky, Clonskeagh, Rathgar and Terranure, Palmerston Park and Upper Rathmines, Sandymount Green, Rathmines, Ringsend and Sandymount Tower, Harold's Cross. The hoarse Dublin United Tramway Company's timekeeper bawled them off. Rathgar and Terranure, come on, Sandymount Green! Right and left parallel, clanging, ringing, a double-decker and a single-deck moved from their railheads, swerved to the down line, glided parallel. Start, Palmerston Park! The wearer of the crown! Under the porch of the General Post Office, shoeblacks cold and polished. Parked in North Princes Street, His Majesty's vermilion mail cars, bearing on their sides the royal initials ER, received loudly flung sacks of letters, postcards, letter cards, parcels, insured and paid, for local, provincial, British and overseas delivery. Gentlemen of the press! Gross-booted draymen rolled barrels dull thudding out of Prince's stores and bumped them up on the brewery float. On the brewery float bumped dull-thudding barrels rolled by gross-booted draymen out of Prince's stores. There it is, Red Murray said. Alexander Keys. Just cut it out, will you? Mr. Bloom said, and I'll take it round to the telegraph office. The door of Rutledge's office creaked again. Davy Stevens, minute in a large cape coat, a small felt hat crowning his ringlets, passed out with a roll of papers under his cape. A King's Courier. Red Murray's long shears sliced out the advertisement from the newspaper in 4 clean strokes. Scissors and paste. I'll go through the printing works, Mr. Bloom said, taking the cut square. Of course, if he wants a par, Red Murray said earnestly, a pen behind his ear, we can do him one. Right, Mr. Bloom said with a nod. I'll rub that in. We. William Braden, Esquire of Oakland, Sandymount. Red Murray touched Mr. Bloom's arm with the shears and whispered, Braden. Mr. Bloom turned and saw the liveried porter raise his lettered cap as a stately figure entered between the newsboards of the Weekly Freeman and National Press and the Freeman's Journal and National Press. Dull-thudding Guinness's barrels. It passed stately up the staircase, steered by an umbrella, a solemn, beard-framed face. The broadcloth back ascended each step, back. All his brains are in the nape of his neck, Simon Dedalus says. Welts of flesh behind on him, fat folds of neck, fat neck, fat neck. Don't you think his face is like our Saviour? Red Murray whispered. The door of Rutledge's office whispered, Eek-ree. They always build one door opposite another for the wind to way in, way out. Our Saviour, beard-framed, oval face, talking in the dusk, Mary, Martha, steered by an umbrella soar to the footlights, Mario the tenor. Or like Mario, Mr. Bloom said. Yes, Red Murray agreed, but Mario is said to be the picture of our Saviour. Jesus Mario, with rougy cheeks, doublet and spindle legs, hand on his heart, in Martha. Come, thou lost one, come, thou dear one. The crozier and the pen. His Grace phoned down twice this morning, Red Murray said gravely. They watched the knees, legs, boots vanish. Neck. A telegram boy stepped in nimbly, threw an envelope on the counter, and stepped off post-haste with the word, Freeman! Mr. Bloom said slowly, Well, he is one of our saviours also. A meek smile accompanied him as he lifted the counter flap, as he passed in through the side door and along the warm dark stairs and passage, along the now reverberating boards. But will he save the circulation? Thumping, thumping. He pushed in the glass swing door and entered, stepping over strewn packing paper. Through a lane of clanking drums, he made his way towards Nanetti's reading closet. With unfeigned regret it is, we announce the dissolution of a most respected Dublin burgess. Hines here, too. Account of the funeral, probably. Thumping, thump. This morning the remains of the late Mr. Patrick Dignam. Machines. Smash a man to atoms if they got him caught. rule the world today. His machineries are pegging away too, like these, got out of hand, fermenting, working away, tearing away, and that old grey rat tearing to get in. How a great daily organ has turned out! Mr. Bloom halted behind the foreman's spare body, admiring a glossy crown. Strange he never saw his real country. Ireland, my country, member for College Green. He boomed that workaday work attack for all it was worth. It's the ads and side feature seller weekly, not the stale news in the official gazette. Queen Anne is dead, published by authority in the year 1000 and domain situate in the townland of Rosenallis, barony of Tinnahinch, to all whom it may concern, scheduled pursuant to statute showing return of number of mules and jennets exported from Ballina. Nature notes, cartoons, Phil Blake's weekly, patent bull story, Uncle Toby's page for tiny tots, country bumpkins queries. Dear Mr. Editor, what is a good cure for flatulence? I'd like that part. Learn a lot teaching others. The personal note, MAP, mainly old pictures, shapely bathers on Golden Strand, world's biggest balloon, double marriage of sisters celebrated, 2 bridegrooms laughing heartily at each other. Coprani, too, printer, more Irish than the Irish. The machines clanked in 3/4 time, thump, thump, thump. Now, if you got paralysed there, and no one knew how to stop them, they'd clank on and on the same, printed over and over and up and back, monkey doodle the whole thing. Want a cool head. We'll get it in the evening edition, Councillor, Hines said. Soon be calling him my Lord Mayor. Long John is backing him, they say. The foreman, without answering, scribbled press on the corner of the sheet and made a sign to a typesetter. He handed the sheet silently over the dirty glass screen. Right, thanks, Hines said, moving off. Mr. Bloom stood in his way. If you want to draw, the cashier is just going to lunch, he said, pointing backwards with his thumb. Did you? Hines asked. Mr. Bloom said. Look sharp and you'll catch him. Thanks, old man, Hines said. I'll tap him too. He hurried on eagerly towards the Freeman's Journal. 3 bob I lent him in Mars. 3 weeks. 3rd hint.